Hi, this is Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. This is a person who works their entire life selling herbs to people who slay giant monsters. This is an old lady who is the facilitator of pretty much every deadly challenge you can do for a living. It is the equivalent of a super old lady working on an oil rig, telling you where you can go break a leg today. I guess we have a few different options, and I guess we're starting off today with a T-Rex, maybe? No, I feel like going a little, let's try out some shakalakas. This is awful. The princess saw some strange, masked monsters that made her run for the hills. We're sending troops on a hunt for the fiends, so track down the masked marauders. Yeah. I think we should be set to go and hunt some of these things. I just have a feeling that maybe this will be a good opener. I haven't played for a little bit. You know, I think YouTube does this thing where like you can set video settings to certain things like private or unlisted or whatever, but playlists don't seem to respect that. So I guess someone who is observant could like witness how sporadic my recording schedule is or not. I think it all just depends on work and how tired I am, how much time I have to properly record. That being said, I think I always feel the desire to play some Monster Hunter. And what's interesting too is I've kind of stopped playing Monster Hunter personally. I'm really kind of reserving my Monster Hunter time for this series. Which is fun. And it's also why I'm like so excited to get through to some of the other games. And it's funny too. I think that's the nature of anytime you're playing something where you really, really like it, and you really like the thing that comes after it as well. It's kind of like watching the original Dark Knight. Like, you want to go and see all the other ones, but the first one is very, very good as well. So it's kind of like, as much fun as I'm having right now, I know I will also be having fun when I'm done with it. And I guess that's the sort of unique compromise I find myself in. Granted, it is also, in my opinion, really important to find things that make you happy and not really judge those things. You know, I think that comes up a lot with MMOs. People will play MMO, they'll have a really good time, and occasionally folks that are still enjoying themselves will reach a point where they feel as if, oh man, I kind of blanked on. Oh right, yeah, they feel like they're wasting their time. You know, they get to this point where they're not valuing their own joy as much. You know, the fact that I have fun with this, it makes me happy, and that's worth it. That's its second to the fact that they feel as if they should be achieving something with their time, or doing something else, or making money. Whereas the reality of it is we only have so much uptime. Any of us. Whether we want to think that's the case or not, you can only be so productive. You can try and cheat that limitation, You know, like you can push yourself harder than maybe you feel like you need to be pushed. Or, you know, you can keep on going. And you can hurt yourself. And maybe you can see short-term results. It is just the reality of our bodies, our minds, the fatigue that builds up in our muscles. We can't go forever. We need rest. We need relaxation. And we should value and respect that time. If you get the relaxation that you need to go and get whatever you have to do in that day done through an MMO, then that has value. It's kind of sad to me, honestly, when I see friends kind of argue themselves out of enjoying something. Because we really, like, even and beyond that, how lucky do any of us get to really enjoy things? I'm not really finding these shakalakas right now, but I'm kind of still just enjoying the process. I like walking around this area. Forest and hills makes me feel really, really young. Oh, there's a blue cuckoo here. Neat. I wonder if I'm supposed to, like, do something specific for these shakalakas. Like, that first one I encountered was just chilling there, so I'm hoping I just haven't found them yet. Yeah. I was like, is this stick a shakalaka? No. Yeah, I'm curious. Like, are they invisible? I'm kind of thinking of, those dudes from Wind Waker. Like the leaf masks. I think they can turn invisible or hide themselves away, some method. Okay. Ooh, bad cough right now. I don't know if anyone else has been as unfortunate as me to get the COVID, but damn. Outside of whatever, damn man, I've been knocked out by that, and it feels like a month later my cough is still pretty crap. I am lucky that I can still taste things, because that would be really disappointing to me if I couldn't do that. Alright, well now I'm just really extra confused. I can't really recall doing this mission. So, in Monster Hunter fashion, I'm sure there is like a gimmick. Yeah, like there we go. Okay, I found the gimmick as I was talking about the gimmick. I'm surprised that that was the only one that I, like, encountered. But okay. I feel like usually I can run closer to those walls, but it doesn't matter. I'm being silly, I'm sure. Okay, so they can become mushrooms. We know that much. Larger mushrooms. I don't think there were any mushrooms or anything in this area. This is usually considered like a nobody goes here area, but maybe the shakalaka. Do not obey. No, I kind of figured they would. You know what though, 2, I'm not upset with 2. I can deal with that being my current level of progress. That looks like 1 right there. Now that I kind of know what I'm looking for, they're much more obvious. I don't know what its issue is with the pig, the moss swine, but that's okay. Yes, cat. I know. We gotta be out here. You're used to hunting giant monsters. Oh, okay. Jeez. I have to wonder, like, you know, in the software industry, for example, if you get called into something that you're really, really overqualified for, sometimes it can mean that you don't feel as passionate about it. You struggle with engaging hyper-critically with it, just because you're kind of like, I'm beyond this, or I'm tired of this, and I think everyone is guilty of doing that every now and then. Just like getting to the point where you're kind of like, but I don't really want to. And I have to wonder, is a monster hunter guy who is used to hunting, you know, at this point, T-Rex and Kezu and all of these huge threats, would you be like, can't we get somebody else to do this for like the little monsters? I guess I'm choosing to take the quest, so it's kind of a moot point. Yet still. Oh well. Doesn't take a terrible amount of time, and, you know, quick way to knock out a village quest here. Yeah, that's right up, Zeros. I'm no threat to you. Just enjoy your food. As long as my cat doesn't hit you, I don't think it will unless I hit you first. And I won't do that. I'm just, you know, making sure. Cool. Cool. Nice. Alright. I don't even know why I'm saying that to these things. There's really no truth in that. Husk berries are not useful for me, they're useful for gunners. Great, we did some farming. And as one does after farming, we're going to look at the fact that we didn't spend any items and then go on a mission. I'm pretty sure that is how the forefathers did just as well. Now, I think... Wow. What a... I wonder why this Khezu quest is over here. I was gathering mushrooms in the swamp when a Khezu appeared, but it was no ordinary Khezu. What was so different about it? You'll know as soon as you see it. Alright, well, let's go... Let's go see what's up with that Khezu. Gotta make sure the Khezu is on the up and up. Now, I think Khezu is probably gonna be in a cave. Some spooky sounds. I wonder why so spook. I should probably hot drink. Well, we'll see what's going on. For me, what's going on is a cast event. I post it on this channel every now and then, but I do an audiobook thing called, oh, I don't need this right now. Called On the Line. And we've just finished the first arc around the time I'm recording this, and that's going out to the world. Oh, it's super tiny. Cute. It's tough to paintball for that reason. That would have been fun if I wouldn't have done. But yeah, going to a cast event. I think it should be fine. I can both be charismatic and awkward in real life. I think, you know, that's probably true of a lot of people. But the way it works for me is more just, if I'm in charge, if it's my event, I can be okay. I think I can engage with everyone and know what to say and what should be said. It's when I'm doing things with other people and I feel like sometimes the details aren't covered, and that's frustrating, and it makes me over-fixate on the lack of detail. You know, something that happens a lot, especially for work, is events will be like, you know, come to this thing after work, come to a bar, come to whatever. And it doesn't, there's not like an inherent +1, this is when we're done, I'll be buying this, you'll be buying this, type situation. Like, there's so many details that are either assumed or just completely left out, and that's really stressful for me. So going to an event that I've put together is like, you probably have too many details. It's like, it's this time, I'll be here then, I'm going to try and sit in this area, I'm planning on ordering this, are there any dietary things? And by the way, please make sure to bring a person, bring a dog if you want, dogs are allowed. You know, like, I'm just overly aware of how much those things drive me nuts. Like, I don't drive, but I'll give people a fucking street parking map. So like, here you can go here, 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 if the overflow for the actual place we're going doesn't allow you or whatever, right? Like, that's kind of how I want everyone else to act. And I just hope that if I do it for long enough, eventually everybody else will. it's probably not the case. Oh well. I'll train them well. No, some of these people are better at that type of thing than I am. I am socially competent, but not always good on the execution. You know, if I can step back and analyze the situation, I can usually suss out what's going on. My issue comes from not recognizing I need to step back and suss out the situation. It's kind of a self-inflicted misunderstanding. Alright, now I'm gonna throw some rocks at this guy. Or, no, I'll sharpen because he's, like, taking a while to get to me. Cool. Hey, man. Rock. Making some weird sounds. I mean, it's only when the electricity triggers, so I know that's what it is, but it's still like... It's disarming. I do not like electricity problems. You know, I even me, and like I fixate over whether my computer is gonna be okay or not. And it's always been fine, you know, and there's small variations, but I'll be like, my CPU usually sits at 28 to 29. Why is it sitting at 31? And I will like perform an entire analysis to be like, why is it fucking 2 degrees hotter? This cannot be the case. And it's usually like the room is 2 degrees hotter because it's summer or it's hot right now. Like, chill out. I don't know why I'm like that. I guess it's just, there's part of me that even though I'm a tech guy, and it was almost sacrilege, I didn't really ever have the most powerful computer. I still wouldn't argue that I do. I have a really good computer for everything I need it to do. I do not have, you know, what Pixar is rendering out things on, or one of those, what, A2000 NVIDIA GPUs that's designed mostly for video editing. Like, that's real power right there. Not me. I think I have a buddy who built his home computer on, like, an Intel Xeon motherboard for his servers. And I have no idea how he got a GPU on that thing. But he did. And it's apparently been running really, really well for him for a long time. I'm sure that's the case. Besides the point. I had laptops a lot growing up. And I had like an old YouTube channel ages ago. Cut my teeth there. There's still some pretty bad videos out, I'm pretty sure. I can't even really remember the name, if I'm being honest. I can't remember where the account was, so I don't think I could even go back to find them or remove them if I knew. It doesn't really matter. But I had tried to do recording for Nintendo 64 games way back in the day. On, I don't even know what it would have been on, truth be told. Like, it was a pretty decent laptop. But it was a laptop. And I don't think this was in the generation of giving, like, laptops decent GPUs. So I'm pretty sure it was just, like, a chipset. If it was that, it may well have been the CPU graphics processor. And you know what? I don't recall the video quality for, you know, the time when 480p was an acceptable resolution. I don't recall it being copy, but I probably destroyed that laptop trying to do stuff like that on it. Like, I had one poor laptop, and I think this was the one that followed up on the N64 before new one. And it was strong enough to run Skyrim to the standards of someone who grew up with the Super Nintendo. I don't think I could go back and even kind of tolerate running Skyrim as badly as I did. And I modded the heck out of it, too. Like, I put everything on there, and this old laptop, like, I think I probably burnt it out somehow, too, because I have Skyrim going, and I wasn't managing my background applications very well, and I didn't even think about temperatures. I think I was in a basement. That was one of the few benefits I had. I would have like USB power hubs plugged into it, and I had those taped against the wall. And I had mice and other things plugged into those, and it was just like so ghetto. You would think I was doing some sort of like cyberpunk sort of room design years before. And no, it was just, I don't know. I really love good setups, and it just, when you're a kid, you can't always get one, so you do what you can. And I started working when I was 13, not that I think that was a good thing, it was just we live in a society where that's how you get stuff if you aren't born rich. So I started putting together pieces into that setup, but actually moving over to a desktop, building on it, it feels like such a precious thing, and I don't want to forget how lucky I am to have that, to have everything I want to do work well. Without compromises, too, because I've had things work acceptably, but with an asterisk, if you know what I mean. Oh, okay, hi. Oh, you seem to have really grown up. You will be wanting to hire more felines soon, huh? For someone like you, I suppose I could let you have about 4 felines. If you see any you want to know. I mean, I could hire another kitchen person, I think. Why not? Yeah, I mean, you're good at vegetable too, so I'll take this one. Okay. I'll go, I'll check on that, I guess. I haven't really gone to my kitchen for a while. Just because I end up messing it up more often than not. Oh, wow. I guess I haven't looked at comrade skills for a while either. Can he learn more than one skill? I'm not really sure. Let's see. Attack up. Does that... Okay, sweet. Then I'll just save for defense up. Can't do that yet. Can I set up my kitchen? Oh. Okay. I guess I used the barbecue service, and I just kind of like skipped through. I guess. Okay, here we go. Great. Yeah, now I have 4 chefs. Okay. Well, we'll try it just for the animation. Then I'll go to the farm. Let's see. Pork with rice. I can't imagine that's wrong. Please? can't even describe this. How, Rush? How, Baker? Is it because you have all of these chickens shitting on the floor in here? See, it's kind of weird. It's like the only time I've really not liked the kitchen. Just because it actively screws me over so many times, but whatever. I will go farm and we'll do another quest. Wonderful. Our time in the agricultural world has been completed. We will buy a single of the potions. I guess, what's next? I'm just curious if there's anything, like, super interesting. Or, like, easy. I'm working my way up. That's just how I go with these things. I go the smallest challenge up, usually. 2 Congolalas. That sounds like a good next step. 2 Congolalas have started a territorial fight over the swamp. If they're not stopped soon, it'll ruin commerce in the area. Please hurry and put an end to their dispute. Okay. We will go fight some angry monkeys. Sometimes that is just like, that's life. Sometimes you're fighting some angry monkeys. I've been there. We've all been there. Perfectly normal to have been playing a lot of PlayStation 1 lately and have your control schemes messed up. I mean, what? That's not happening to everybody else. No, just because the other game that's going on right now on this channel is Mega Man Legends. But I will tell you right now, it is not easy to go back and play PlayStation 1 games. Just because the control schemes from that day had not arrived at consensus, let's say that. And I don't blame them. I don't think it's a knock on anything. How could you know what was going to become common? What was going to become the norm? You had to be a part of defining it. You had to be a part of finding what doesn't work. I get that. I'm not upset by that. I'm upset by that. But, you know, it's just, it is what it is. I am thinking, when it comes to this game right now, I might need to upgrade my armor before I get to Rathlos. I was really hoping I would do a quest and then Rathlos would, you know, appear down before me. But it doesn't appear that I'm getting that lucky. Yeah, I'll use my first aid meds first. As soon as I have the option. Just kind of waiting for this smell of grossness to leave me. There we go. I kind of, like, I'm really used to it. My brain is more used to having to search through my hotbar for whatever item I want than I am being able to custom set it up. But that is a great quality of life feature that the new Monster Hunters have brought into the equation. The ability to do custom hotbars, custom radial menus for items. Huge. Just out of consistency. I think that's anything. When you're like playing something a lot, or you're doing something a lot like writing, or directing, acting, whatever. The more consistent you can get your basics, the better experience you can have. The more you can focus on the higher level stuff. Kind of like even, you know, as always, I play a lot of Final Fantasy 14. And I've just finished so many extreme mount grind things. And this is not top tier content. I'm not even going to portray it as that being the case. It's extreme content leading into Stormblood, or at the end of Stormblood more accurately. And I won't spoil anything. That's not what I'm here for. You know, in this case, what you have to do, what I had to do, was get really, really good at movement and paying attention to where I am, what my character is doing, how I can, you know, be, air quotes, optimal, while, you know, still achieving everything I need to achieve. And now that I have most of those basics down, I can focus on other things like memorizing mechanics for a dungeon or a boss fight, or learning the ideal method to do something, or learning a way to, you know, even go faster at something, whatever. You can focus on optimizing after you've gotten a really good foundational layer. I forgot to paintball. Good. Good. Okay, well, I was gonna say, is the one that I've been fighting here, but there's no way for me to tell. Outside the fact that that one is immediately fleeing, which makes me think I've beat it up enough for it to be near the dead. Not nearly dead. Near the dead. I'm glad that it's taken a while to get through that area transition, because so am I. Oh no. It's making progress. No, it looks like we'll get here right around the same time. Give me time to have a hot drink. Hey, man. Thanks for dropping in. All right. I probably could have nipped that in the bud earlier, but it is what it is. We live with our choices. Congalala pelt. I bet it would be warm. Honestly, I'd be kind of confused if any of the monster skins were particularly cold, like as jacket material. I'm actually in a weird place with jackets. I know it's an odd comment. It's just, I overheat really, really easily. It's always happened. I've had family members who have the same thing. And it's just like, I just get warm really quick. I don't know why I'm running backwards. And nothing really helps other than just being in a cold area or having like a fan pointed on me. What's interesting is I've been in situations where I've been scanned for my temperature when I'm feeling really, really, really warm like that. And in cases where I was scanned, I was colder than other people. So there's always been a part of me is like, is it psychosomatic, for example? But it doesn't matter. I have some really good jackets, because being Canadian, you just kind of have to. That's just what life is. You need a good jacket. And as much as I love the good jacket I have, and it's been like good on the really, really cold ones, I think even though my jacket is good till minus 40, I probably wear it zipped up until like minus 35. If it's minus 30, I still find that jacket too hot to have fully zipped up. My internal heat like fights with the outdoors, and I just become this uncomfortable like steaming shack. I was actually like, I went to the dentist earlier today, and my internal heat was so notable that They put like these glasses on me so they can like look in and, you know, whatever, the light that's above your head. And using that, just wearing the glasses and having them against my skin, I like started to condensate on the glasses to the point where they needed to be wiped off. They were like actively wet. And it's just my natural body temperature, I guess. Or something going on. Maybe it's a mix of multiple things. But I definitely find myself overheating very easily. So would I want a jacket made out of this creature? Like, maybe if it looked cool, but I would struggle to wear it. I would have to go live exclusively in places like Alaska. Or not even really Alaska. Alaska's actually pretty muggy. You know, like there's a lot of bugs. I'm pretty sure they have seasons where there is no night. You know, like for a fair amount of the year in some places, the sun always is up because of where they are with the rotation of the world. So you could have day all the time, and no, not for me. Cold. I think, what, there's that town in like Siberia. It has like a regular temperature of like minus 46 or something like that. That sounds more my speed. I'm not even trying to be sarcastic about that either. That's one of the funniest things. I would really enjoy that. When we have days here and it's like minus 30, love it. I'm so happy. When the roads are so bad that pretty much nobody but idiots can drive on them, and everyone else is staying in, and it's too cold, and there's nobody outside. That's my favorite temperature. That's my favorite way for the world to be. Because it's so pretty, it's so quiet. If you do go walking out, you know, it's peaceful. You feel like you can see really far. I always feel like going out in the cold is like chewing mint gum, but for your whole body. I don't know why I tried to do that. That was... I was kind of patently silly. Oh, okay. I shouldn't risk a dumb death just because I want the Congalala to die in this area. So, I will heal. I'll heal again while it's laying down. And now I'll try and keep it going. What silly sounds. I wonder how they made that one. Was it an actual fart? Did they, like, work with or follow around and record a baboon? Did they just, like, push some air into a can in a plastic bag? Like, what was the strategy? And what sort of editing do you do? You know, I'm not even inherently into potty humor, but from a serious perspective, if you were editing a fart, what would you do? You know, would you want to make sure your mic has a limiter set on it so you don't spike and lose the fart? Would you want to do a compressor? Would you not want to do a compressor? Would, like, processing it as a vocal channel make it sound better or worse? Would you want to add bass? Would you want a mic that can capture bass? Would you have 2 different tracks, one with bass, one without? Is it all based on the story of the fart? You know, like, I think there's some real interesting questions baked into that simple attack. Because somebody had to think about these things. Somebody had to create that. Make it their time. In their day. They probably got paid for that. More than likely, more than one person got paid to do that. Did they bring it up at lunch? Did they get through the process, fart themselves after the recording, and go, "Ah, God damn it, that would have been a really good one"? Who knows, man? Maybe the story will come out someday. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely.
Yo!
Hi, bro. So I guess this is kind of my situation. What is ultimately... Raytheon? Did I get Raytheon? No, that's the only thing I don't have. I was gonna say, what? I didn't think that was the case. Raytheon would be cool, but... Tigrex mail is only just at the point that my Kezu mail is at. Guild Knight suit, that's fun. So it's tough to be like, oh, I really need to upgrade into something. I wonder, can I just... Yeah, why not? You know, let's just bring it all up another level. Because until I get Rathlos, like... I don't know, I feel like that should be fine. I'm now on par with default Kushala Deora, right? Like... Alright, anyways, I'm going away too quickly here. Right, I can't do this until Rathlos. And I can't do that until I get more Hercudrome. Not that I think I want to go that direction. Or Fire Wyvern Fluid. And then I guess I have 2 Buster Swords down here. Which is, you know, that's fine. That's life. Okay. So I guess... I don't know what this is. A relic of olden days. The ancient tower is now off limits. Those examining it should beware the danger posed by the Remobras. They must be defeated before entering the tower. Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a good thing to knock out before the next few episodes are all slaying big things. Oh yeah, the ancient tower is cool. I think, if memory serves, this is from the first Monster Hunter, and it is where you fought... I don't need those. It's where you fought Fatalis. I believe that to be the case. Very cool. Now, what are Remobras? I have no idea. I don't even kind of recall. Which is weird for me, but It's okay. Hey, oh, there. Yeah, I do know this, don't I? Okay. Hey, cool. Let's, like, play this game. So they're like snake wyverns. Cool. I don't mind taking out some of those. Dun 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 dun. Oh, those look bad. Are you bad? Huh. Wow, this area looks great. Nice. Man, Monster Hunter Unite is such a good game. There's such a just an insane amount of content in here. I don't know if these have a big version of them. They might. But, who really knows, man? I think there was one monster in this game that I saw when I was like going through monster lists ages ago. And I was like, oh man, that one like never makes a reappearance. And for some reason, I thought it was way earlier in the series than it is. I have not yet seen it. But I was kind of thinking like, oh man, I'll find that thing and that'll be one of the first things I make armor out of. Nope. Was wrong. If you land, I will hit you. And then I will leave your territory. Arguably, it won't be your territory anymore. It will be, up for grabs, as one could say, but I'll be out of it. Perfect. 5 monsters remaining. Remobra. Alright. You know, when it comes to recording old games, I'm feeling pretty happy with where my recording settings are nowadays. You know, YouTube compression is going to do what YouTube compression is going to do, but more or less, it looks like me playing the game. It looks pretty identical to what I'm seeing as I'm recording this and talking right now. The voice thing is something I'm learning a lot about. I had mentioned I'm doing like an audiobook, and I act as the narrator there. I mean, I guess I'm the author too, but I'm also the narrator, alongside a wonderful cast of voice actors. And I had a mic that was serving me pretty well, and I used that to Let's Play as well. And I did a lot of practicing on there. I went through a lot of different setups and, you know, mounts and different ways of getting it close to my face for recording, but getting it out of my way when I just want to play games and do my own thing and not have a mic right there. Because having something that works perfectly in all of my use cases is really important to me, and like chasing down how to make that work is quite fun, if I'm being honest. So I have recently upgraded my mic. I haven't made many videos with it. This is one of the first, but I upgraded to something nice and fancy. This is the first video I'm doing with it in a new orientation. Because I've done some other projects. No, I've worked on some other things and had in one or two, you know, positions. I kind of accepted that getting something new, there's going to be some workshopping. And I think I've gotten it into a really good place where now I can just telescope it in and out. I'm happy with my settings. I'm happy with how it's looking at me. You know, I had to get the perfect offset because you can point a mic directly at your face. You absolutely can. It, in my understanding, just means you have to practice additional mic discipline. And I'm getting better. There are some things, like when you're not performing, that just aren't going to be realistic. You know, like you're never... I don't think anyone actually can. When you start listening out for it, even professional actors, everyone hangs on the S's a little bit. Sometimes you pop a little bit. Pop, pop, pop. Or, you know, things like that. It's just part of the process. And it's also just part of the sound. Like, unless you're in a perfect studio environment and you're willing to go through an infinite number of takes, sometimes sounds just sound soundy. Sometimes, you know, the things that we find less than perfect in recording are identifying aspects of language. I don't think I was here for very long. Didn't take... Yeah, it wasn't much of a time spent quest at all, that's for sure. I guess, yeah, we'll knock down the other ones, and if we have time, go look over that edge. Are those clouds? Oof. I'm not gonna lie, if I was in a place and the clouds were moving that quick, I would be a little spooked. Like, is there an aspect of that that is beautiful and awe-inspiring? Oh, absolutely. Would I only look out for too long if I was there in real life and then kind of go, okay, let's not tempt our fate here? Also, yes. Because who knows what's in there, man. Cool. I think I'm gonna go and see if I can get rid of that Tigrex quest I got sitting there. Unless I unlocked anything really cool. Which I don't think I did. Alright. Is there... No, What is... Oh. Did I get a different Kushala Deora? Or... maybe I only repelled that one? Huh. Interesting. Okay, well, for now, let's go deal with this T-Rex. I have an urgent request from a hunter on an expedition in the desert. It seems he has encountered the mighty T-Rex. Go to his aid and crush this beast at once. Okay. Kinda figure the name of the game sometimes is progress. And this Tigrex is probably gonna have to go down for me to make any. So we'll, we'll do what we gotta do. Maybe this area will be better for fighting him, unless we get in a really cramped little area. Fighting Tigrex in 2? None too bad. Fighting Tigrex in 3? I really would love, though, if fighting this Tigrex was what unlocked the Rathalos fight. Because, like, Rathalos has to be a 5-star monster. There's no way he isn't. So, in my thinking, he is being locked behind one of the other quests at this rank. So we will track him down. I do think they tried to make Tigrex the Rathalos of this generation. I think that was like the intention, as I understand the story. Something more land-based and something that was just like crazy ferocious. So, you know, if Rathalos is king of the king of the sky, this is king of the land. We'll see. This one looks pretty big. But again, I do that every time I fight a Tigrex. In my mind, yeah, Tigrex is just smaller than it actually is. So, you know, that's fine. I would love to get a tail cut this time around. I feel like I generally do better in hunts when I, like, fight with purpose. So maybe, yeah, we'll try and prioritize tail. That's mostly so far resulted in me getting shuffled around the Tigrex. Because Tigrexes, if you don't know, are actually NASCARs. No, I don't know anything about NASCAR. I really don't. I'm sure there's parts of the world where not knowing about NASCAR is like sacrilege. I have no doubts about it. It doesn't exist here. Nobody does that. I've never seen it on TV. I don't even really have anything against it. I think inherently, you know, it's kind of cool. I'm not into the waste of, like, gas cars, just as meh. But if they had, like, electric versions, I would be even more into that. I guess I don't think I would ever go to watch an event. Just because what do? You know, like, is it one of those things where everyone's like, oh my god, we're really here for the sport, but they're actually just there to, like, have an appropriate place to get drunk? And, you know, again, I'm not knocking that either. I would rather know if I was going to attend. Be like, hey man, nobody actually pays attention to the cars. We're just here for $3 beers or whatever. I could play that game. If everyone's actually like, no, you gotta pay attention to the score, and if you don't, we'll be really angry with you. No. I guess it's also really hot there. I'm not good with sitting in a place, you know, sidewalk baking up at you, sun everywhere. No. Couldn't do it. Not my thing. Never been good at that. I can remember even as a kid that would be one of my major complaints. Definitely never liked being forced to go out in the heat. And a lot of folks are kind of okay with doing what is effectively hanging out in a parking lot. And it's just boring. Ooh, ragey Tigrex. we have a few events here in my city. And, you know, if it wasn't for the food, it would literally be hanging out in a parking lot. Now, I'm not knocking parking lots. Actually, yeah, fuck parking lots. I will take a stance against parking lots. What a horrible way to use our planet. Just a place to put other shit. But that's besides the point. It's disappointing we don't have parks. That would work better in the situation. But yeah, we have lots of events that happen in basically parking lots. And you can dress anything up and put up signs and lights, and it can be okay. I don't know how anyone really forgets. Ooh. But we all have our preferences. I think that's one of the major things that, outside of having a personality like a canned fart, is I just can't get clubs, and it's for the same reason. You know, if a lot of events hosted by a city are people hanging out outside in parking lots, a lot of clubs are people hanging out in cement-floored warehouses, pretending they're having fun. And you know what's funny too is, and I get why, like I understand it's cost and cleanup, and the building's never really operating when there's daylight, so nobody's gonna see it anyways. Like I understand all these things. But it does not change the fact that really you're hanging out in warehouses and clubs. And if you turned on the lights, you probably wouldn't drink within 15 feet of the vicinity. Nonetheless, enjoy yourself with beverages from the creepy basement that an uncle had, or the friend your parents brought you to when they were having a work party and you had to go sit down there because kids weren't allowed upstairs. You know, like it's one of those spaces where you're just like, oh man, I want to do better for myself. And then that's why they turned the lights off. Ooh, am I gonna catch an unruly death here? Because I'm shit-talking clubs? This T-Rex is like, hey man, the disco is my thing. How dare you shit-talk my love. Ooh, okay. I'm actually, you know, of all the ways that could go, I'm at peace with that one. It could be better. It could totally be better. I would really love if those things stopped jumping down at me. That would be part of the better. If someone is making a list, please, yeah, scream, scream, scream. You want to get your way. My God. You're like the protesters yelling about masks down the street. Just because you're cranky doesn't mean everybody has to give you what you want. Oh, I left the area. Cool. I mean, if I'm here, I'll take a sharpen. Like, why wouldn't I, right? All right. And hello, T-Rex. I'm feeling fresh. I'm feeling ready to go. Oh, nice. Is that... Oh, man, I totally messed up a good tail opportunity. I'll call that half of a good tail opportunity. Are you raging again? Mr. T-Rex. Please refrain from this sort of behavior. I feel like you should know better. You've been here before. Okay. This is just a fight between 4 and 5. If it is, I am totally okay with that. I do not need to go any further. Hi. You know what? Maybe I'll set up a shock trap. Oh no, the tail's too high. Oh, darn. So many mistakes were made. Thanks, cat. I needed that aggro stolen from me. You know what? I shouldn't run in on that. Okay, we're gonna wait. These are risky hits, but as I've said before, if you don't make some risky hits, you don't make any hits. Oh, you're gonna do the drift? Okay. Hey, nice. I like staggers. I can't really tell where I am right now. I don't know if I double staggered or what just happened there. Cool. Nope. Zigged when I should have zagged and got caught in a zipper. Yeah, I mean, I have nothing to say that this won't be worthwhile, other than the fact that he knocked me out of it twice. So I feel like that's the universe being like, not right now. Okay. A little bit of a smack. Oh, you're gonna roar? But you're gonna do the roar that doesn't knock me away, so this is just free hit time. I would love to migrate down to the tail. Definitely not pleased about the redecoration we've been going through. I understand why. It's a physiological one, so that's probably a little, you know, unsettling. That would have been good to go in on, but that just wasn't close enough. You know what? Raging Tigrex is, yeah, one of those things where... Yeah. All right. Yeah, again, it could have been something I ran in on, especially given that he followed up with 2 of those. But, oh no, I didn't, the paintball ran out. Oh, darn. And I did not see where he went, so... I will check a few places that he might go to sleep. I'm kind of hoping that that's what this is. No, I'm not seeing it here. Doubt he's an 8. Ten is, you know what? 10 is always going to be unlikely. 7 is the one that I'm like a maybe on it being the thing. No, okay. If you would just went back to 2, I'll laugh. But, you know, whatever, that's fine if so. Not much that can be done about it if it is indeed the case. Huh. He totally did just go back here. Tigrex, I was jogging, looking around for you. I'm glad you've had some time to cool down, though. Oh, I got really lucky canceling that attack. Hello? Sir? Oh, man, that was... Oh, really bad. Mostly just because, like, I really misunderstood the direction. Oh, wrong. I don't think you can trap a raging Tigrex. So I'm of the belief that the shock trap is effectively useless until this guy, like, takes a chill pill. The sand creatures are not earning my love. Ow. Alright. Gonna put myself in a risky situation. We're gonna see... Oh no, I think he's out of rage now. Okay. Wasn't really worth it for 3 hits, and now he's raged again. Well, oh. Hey, buddy. You bet your darn tootin' butt. Okay. I can go to 3. That's fine. It looks like I need a sharpen. I'll do that quick. No, 3 was a lie. It was a temporary area transition because of limitations in the code. I can only imagine. I can't imagine there's a reason that he wouldn't just directly go where he wants to go otherwise. Come on, last minute tail carve. Did it happen? Oh yeah, it happened. Tigrex tail. And hey, I was right about 9. I was just early. But yeah, again, why did it have to go from 2 to 3 to land in 7 to fly up again to go to 9? Like, what a weird path. Then again, whose path is normal? I took a pretty weird one to get where I'm at. I'm probably the least likely of a lot of people that I went to school with to have been able to pull things together, and it seems like I'm one of the folks who has most consistently. It's kind of like hilarious. I know folks who went to fancy chartered schools who are going back to university. Meanwhile, I skipped a bunch of classes and I found a way to Get a nice software position. It's funny. It's funny how it happens. Everybody going mad. But you know what? This is a way better Tigrex hunt. I guess the other one must have just, like, been extra crankier. I was out of practice or something, but that went much closer to how I would hope one of these fights would go. So, pretty pleased about that. Does it change my mind about grinding out Tigrex? Maybe. Because I know it'll upgrade. And I can take it further than I can take what I have right now. But what I have right now is going pretty far, so tough to knock what ain't broke. Well, I think that pretty much brings us to the end of this episode. All I want to look at is whether or not we unlocked, like, a, Rathlos? No. Nothing of the sort, so it looks like Diablos is going to be what we do when we come back. And that won't be too long. Thanks for checking out this episode. Have a good one.